Here are the 3 reasons why you give up on your goals time and time again. Reason number 1, all your goals are in your head. One of the biggest mistakes when I was going through a really rough patch in my life, I was quite depressed, missed out on King's College London and UCL, top universities. I had such a huge opportunity to get into these top institutions, and I absolutely messed it up. I got BDE in my A levels, and I didn't get in. In my eyes, I failed. And the reason why that happened was because all my goals were in my head. What I mean by that is not writing things down. That I would wake up every single day feeling confused and lost. Where do I start? What do I need to revise? So I'll feel overwhelmed all the time. Imagine someone says to you, walk to a destination. You're like, where's the destination? They were like, oh, keep walking and you'll find it. You're going to be walking for the rest of your life. You'll be like a headless chicken. You'll be just going in circles because you don't know what the destination is. So when you wake up and you do not know what's your to-do list is saying and what you need to get done that day, then that means all your goals are in your head, right? You're not writing things down, so you're not going to achieve them. And that's why you feel overwhelmed, and that's why you always give up. Because you get these great ideas, oh, you need to do X, Y, Z, right? Oh, I need to revise that topic, I'm kind of weak on it. You forget to write that down, and then you wake up the next day, and it's just gone. It's just fully disappeared, and there were a couple other important things that you need to remember. You need to do certain amount of past papers. You needed to ask the teachers about the questions you got wrong. But because you don't write these things down, you don't improve. So you end up giving up on your goals because it is extremely discouraging. When you don't see progress, when you feel lost, when you don't have a sense of direction and destination, of course you're going to give up. Of course, so it's not to do with, whether you're resilient or not. You're going wrong from the get-go. It's because you don't have a sense of direction. And all your goals are in your head. You don't write them down on a piece of paper. So here's what I want you to do. Get a pen and a paper, write your to-do list for every day, and stick it on a wall that you don't miss it. Stick it somewhere where you do not miss it. You wake up every day and you see it there. And the reason why this tactic is so powerful is because it holds you accountable. It's right there on a wall, whether you're getting your things done or not, and what you need to get done. The second reason why you give up on your goals is because all your goals are outcome based rather than identity based. So let's say you got your goals down, right? That's step number 1. You've done a good job. You're like, okay, I'm going to run this half marathon. That's in 3 months. Okay? Once you run that half marathon, then what? Atomic Habits says that if you build identity-based habits, right, your goal is to be a runner. If your goal is to be a runner, it doesn't matter how many half marathons you run, how many full marathons you run. You're just that guy who runs. So that way, it becomes part of your lifestyle. It becomes part of your identity. Of course, you need goals and immediate goals, but you need to keep showing up. And you don't have to show up and have the best workout, the best boxing workout every single time. You can have a poor workout, but the more you show up and the more you think, the more you tell yourself that the goal is to be a boxer, or the goal is to be a video editor, the goal is to be a runner rather than running a half marathon or just having a boxing fight. That way you don't give up on your goals, because once you reach the destination, then what? A good example is Tyson Fury. His entire lifetime goal was to become a world champion. He got there and he was like, now what? And he went off the rails. It's because his goal wasn't bigger than himself. It wasn't an identity-based habit, right? And that's extremely important for longevity. You want the things you want, right? Which is become a runner, which is become a boxer, whatever it is, you want it to become part of your identity. By just reaching a goal does not mean it's going to become part of your identity. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, do comment and I will answer them. Reason 3 why you end up giving up on your goals is your goals are too far away. So imagine, right? You are hiking Everest and you think that you're going to just do it in one go. You've got no sets of equipments, you got nothing, but you think like, yeah, I want to aim for the top. I want to get there as quick as possible. And then you go there, right? You arrive at Mount Everest and you're at the bottom and you look up and you're like, I can't do this. And you're probably right. You probably can't do it because you have no strategy. You haven't even got the right equipments. You're looking up so high and you're intimidated by the peak. So what I am trying to get at is that, yes, it's good to have the long-term goals and the Mount Everest of our life, whether it's 1 million subscribers you want to get on YouTube or 10 million, whatever, however ambitious and incredible your goal is, you have to break it down. You need those daily steps on how are you actually going to get there, because you're going to look at that peak of Mount Everest without any equipments, without any routes, without any strategy, and you're going to give up. You're like, I'm not climbing that. Who in the right mind would climb it? And it would make sense for you not to climb it, because it won't end well for you. It won't end well for you because you got no right strategy. That's why we end up giving up on our goals. The many times, like for example, like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to get into King's and UCO. I had offers from those universities, but what was I doing on daily basis in order to get there? Nothing. But in my retake here, when I had proper strategy, when I made sure that, okay, in my mocks, right, when my mocks were approaching, my targets are to get B's in these mocks. And then in the next mocks, I want to get A's and I want to revise these topics. And I was tracking everything. I was tracking whether I was hitting my goals in each subject, in each topic. Only then I was able to get those high grades, and I ended up getting into King's College London. It's because I had a sense of, number one, a sense of direction, which came through writing my goals down. Reason number 2, my goals weren't, these were identity-based habits this time around. I didn't want to be like, I want to get into King's. I wanted to be a good student. That's what I told myself, that I want to be a good student. And the third reason why I was able to get into King's College London is because I broke my goals down. I had a strategy. I was like, these are my targets, right? This is how I get there. If I do X, Y, Z in a week, like if I hit my targets on these daily basis, then I'm on track. If I'm not hitting my to-do list, if I'm not breaking down my goals and they seem too far away, right? Because the King's College London was like the top of Mount Everest for me. That seemed like a goal too far away, especially because I failed once, right? So I had to attain those little wins to keep myself motivated. When you incorporate these strategies, forget giving up. You'll be smashing your goals. Believe me, try it. And if I'm wrong, you know what? Drop a hate comment. But if I'm right, subscribe and like. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.